That phantom we saw earlier, he said he was an ancient king of Hyrule. What else do we know? The element was nowhere to be seen in the wind ruins. I guess we'll just have to go to the place marked on our map. But first, you should infuse your sword with that element. We must head for the Elemental Sanctuary! Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Last time we claimed the water element from the Temple of Droplets, and this time we are going to waste absolutely no time because it's been quite a while since we last got an element, so we want to head over to the Elemental Sanctuary because we need to infuse our blade as soon as possible. But unfortunately, it's not going to be as easy as it was last time, as you might expect, because since Vati attacked the King of Hyrule, the soldiers have been quite present around the world. And here is no different, because as you can see, there are now guards patrolling the area, which is pretty unfortunate. This is probably one of my least favorite mechanics in the game, just because I'm not a big fan of stealth in video games in general. But honestly, you only have to do this twice, once for this element and once for the next, and it's really not too difficult, so it doesn't really bother me all that much. Plus, it's not that long of a segment, so it's not really too bad. Alright, once that guy walks around there, we're gonna sneak around real quick. Alright, this is where it gets difficult. Gotta study their movements a little bit, because you really just gotta squeeze around these two guys. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I think we got it. Yes, we did. Alright, now before we do anything, I'm gonna sneak in here and see if there's anything we can grab. Okay, fairy fountain. So if you need a fairy fountain, that's what it is. But anyway, we want to come right over here, make sure we're not spotted, and slash away the grass. Come down here and... I love the fact that they reused this music from Link to the Past. It's great. I think this is the only place in the entire game, this one little area, where it actually shows up, but it's pretty fitting since this is really pretty much a sewer base of the castle. But yeah, I really like it. Come down here, press this button, and the door opens. And now we are in the castle proper. And the nice thing is, since all the guards are out patrolling Hyrule, there are actually none to be found in this main area, so you can just come straight to the Elemental Sanctuary once you've got that. Even in the courtyard. There's no one guarding the courtyard. Wish things could have been that way in Ocarina of Time, huh? Anyway, we're gonna head right on up here. And again, the door is shut behind us. Come right on up here. The two elements we achieved before are still waiting for us. But anyway, without further ado, let's plunk in the sword and infuse the blade. The power of the water element has infused your blade. The power of this element allows you to split into 3 copies. Yes, now that we have 3 elements, we can no longer split ourselves in 2. Instead, what we may do is if we charge up the sword here, you will see that we can split into 3. This is going to be used for puzzles throughout the game from now on, as you can expect, and I'm sure you can probably guess that once we get element number 4, we're going to have even more clones at our disposal, which is pretty awesome. But anyway, we're going to head out here, and I think what we want to do basically from here is get caught as quickly as possible, because we really have nothing else to do in the castle. Never actually explored beyond here. Are all the doors shut? Looks like, actually, yeah, all the doors are shut, so I guess we just have to run back outside and get caught. So, I've been projecting out the future episodes of this series, and it actually looks like we're about 2/3 of the way through the LP, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. You'd think it would be a long time before we actually get a hold of element number 4, given how much of a gap there was between 2 and 3, but that's actually not so. We're actually quite close to the end of our adventure, all things considered, which is pretty nuts. Alrighty, now that we're out here, I can show you what it's like to get caught. Hey, guy! Hey, you! None may enter! Too late. By the order of the king, none shall pass. Now be gone with you! Now, A side effect of us being so close to the adventure is, as you might expect, there is not a lot of stuff that was unlocked to us upon completion of the Temple of Droplets. So I think instead of having a dedicated video between now and the next story bit, I think we're just going to go right on ahead and knock out everything that's available to us now that we have the Flame Lantern, because we have to progress the story a little bit further before anything major unlocks to us. So there's only a few things we can grab, so I'm just going to do that. First thing is right here. You remember how this dojo was dark before? Well, use your Flame Lantern and you hear a little jingle. That means if you talk to this guy, you are in the presence of the true Master Swordsman of Hyrule, Grimblade. If you train with me, you will become a true Master Swordsman. So, would you like to train here? Absolutely we would. We will learn the meaning of power with this technique, the Sword Beam. First, when your hearts are full. Second, swing your mighty sword. That's really all there is to it, young swordsman. Do you understand? Absolutely we do. I'm pretty sure, as with the other beam technique, you have to have at least 10 hearts to obtain this sword technique. But this is only the beginning. Now comes the real thing. One must feel the technique, not just hear about it. That's why I will now possess your body so as to demonstrate the technique. This is the Grimblade possession technique of training. Watch this. Possession! Phew, now you must try it yourself. When your hearts are full, swing your sword with all your might. So now, not only do we have the Peril Beam, we also have the Sword Beam. Yes, fine work, you know the way. I will now give you this Tiger Scroll. If you ever forget this technique, you can review it with this scroll. And we learned the secret Sword Beam fighting technique. Fire beams from the tip of your blade. You can only do this when your life energy is full. Very nice. I believe that brings us up to 6 Tiger Scrolls. There are only 2 more we can get. And one that we need to get requires that we have the other. Also, now that we have the Sword Beam attack, when our hearts are full, we're basically going to be shooting these beams out all the dang time, which is pretty neat, but sometimes it can get a little bit annoying, I guess. But oh well. I think the utility is pretty awesome either way. But anyway, now that we have done that, I'm going to nip on over to Hyrule Town, because there's a couple of things we can get. The first thing you're going to want to grab in Hyrule Town is right here by the library. Now, this is relatively pointless, but if you're a completionist like me, you're going to want to grab this because, not to spoil anything, but after a certain point, this area will become inaccessible to you. So, this really isn't that big of a deal or anything, it's just you can only grab it right about now before you finish the next dungeon. So you're going to want to get it just so you can say that you got it. Anyway, inside is 100 mysterious shells in this chest right here. You got to use the Flame Lantern to get it. That's really basically all there is. Anyway, now that we've got that really minor thing out of the way, on to the next thing I want to grab. The next fusion I want to do is in here in the school, and it is actually finally open for us now that we've completed the Temple of Droplets, which is pretty awesome. The person I want to fuse with is actually this teacher right here. And luckily, it looks like she actually wants to fuse with me right off the bat. This is one of those characters where you have to walk in and out of the room several times, potentially, before they want to fuse with you. But it looks like I actually got lucky, which is pretty awesome. So you want to do this fusion right here. Cling! And let's see what this will give us. As far as I know, it's not actually anything important. No, I think it's just a chest. Rest assured I will be going after all these chests at some point. I'm just leaving them for right now, on the off chance that I need them later on, and honestly, there are some quests later on that require lots of rupees, and lots of mysterious shells, as you're probably aware, so I'm basically saving them for the end game, and that's really all we have left to do. But anyway, now that we've done that, I'm going to meet you guys over in the Trilby Highlands. Down here in the Trilby Highlands, here, you'll notice that Percy is no longer here. Why could that possibly be? Could it be that he has somehow managed to find a way back into his home? Well, if you come down this way, I believe it is, right around over here, right by the entrance to the Castor Wilds, head down here, we have Percy right here. What's wrong, bud? Oh dear, Link, won't you listen to my verse? When I finally returned to my home, sweet home, a stranger was there. I'm an extremely shy person, and I just can't talk to someone I don't know, so I had to put my feelings to verse. While I was gone, did you break in to practice your thieving art? Even if you rob my home, you can never steal my heart. If you go right on inside, it's very dark. A dark room settles my soul, I say. Do not turn on the lights, I say. Ooh, how creepy. We couldn't have done this before, which is why I didn't point it out, but now that you have the flame lantern... Oh dear, you found me out. Don't tell anyone. And you get 50 rupees. You must be very happy. Yep, that's basically bribery. This random monster lady shows up in Percy's house, and when you reveal her, she pays you money to keep her secret. But if you leave and come back inside the house... How random. Percy's now inside. Oh my, Link! Thanks to you, I can finally go back in my house. It's been totally rearranged, but I think it's a good look. I've put my feelings of gratitude to verse. The way made safe, I came back home to find me inside all alone. In my chest my poor heart aches, but for you I feel the deepest thanks. Oh, just a moment. My dresser is entirely stuffed full of these icky blue seashells. Would you clean them out for me? They're so smelly. Please? And you get another 100 mysterious shells. As you might expect, I highly encourage you to go spend some of your shells at the figurine shop, just so these don't go to waste. But anyway, now that we've done that, that's just a random little side quest that you can do. All the reward is mysterious shells and a little bit of story. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, now that we've done that, we are going to be heading over to the Diminished Woods to knock out a couple more fusions. Right over here in the Minish village, if you come into the Elder's house, you will notice that, in fact, he now has a fusion for you, which is pretty cool. You want to fuse kinstones? Yes, please! Now this fusion is very, very important. Once you do this, bippity-boppity-boo, it's going to come right over here to Valari's house, the bomb maker. You might remember him. You know what would be great? A bomb that went off only when you wanted. Actually, I think I could probably make one with just a few minor tweaks. This is going to unlock something super interesting for you. They fit beautifully. This is a sign of good things to come. What you want to do is head right on over to Valari's place, because he actually has a bit of a bomb upgrade for you. It's not a bomb bag. It's something unique to this game. A bomb type that is not in any other Zelda game. Let's go check it out. At last, it's complete. The remote bomb. It blows up whenever you want. And if you need normal bombs again, just trade me back for them. So, want to trade for remote bombs? This is an optional bomb upgrade that you can undo at any time. We're going to do it just because having the remote bomb is sort of one of the criteria for 100% completion. Press the button to place a bomb and then press the button again to detonate it. If you ever want to use normal bombs again, just come see me. I usually never change back because having the remote bomb in your inventory is basically proof that you have it. If that makes any sense, but anyway, place it down. No matter how much you wait, it is not going to blow up. Unless, of course, you press the button again, like so. And it will blow up on command, which is really neat. I kind of like that concept, and I wish they used it more. An unfortunate side effect of this bomb upgrade is you cannot place down multiple bombs at once. So if you ever need to use multiple bombs at once or in quick succession, you're going to want to come back and trade back for the other type of bombs. But anyway, now that we've done that, he also has a fusion for us. Alrighty. Now an interesting fact, I was actually using a guide for these fusions, and the guide told me that this type of kinstone was the one you used for Gentari's fusion, so thank goodness I had a big stash stocked up, really nice. But anyway, complete this, and this will unlock yet another bomb-related upgrade, and I'm sure you can guess what it is. It's going to come down here to the Wind Ruins. Oh no, RIP in pieces, piece of grass. Yes, it will spawn a chest down there in the Wind Ruins. They fit perfectly. I wonder, does that mean we're in for good luck? Yes, indeed it does. It is a very, very important chest. It's not just one of those throwaway rupee or mysterious shells chests. I'm sure by the little fusion bio you can guess what it is. But anyway, we are going to go grab it. Down here through the Wind Ruins, I'm going to point out that golden Octorok right there from the previous fusion. I'm going to be ignoring it for now because my wallet is full and I want to save that money for later. But anyway, come right up here, and we open it up and we get a big bomb bag. Now you can carry more bombs. I believe this is our final upgrade. Yes, it is. This is the final bomb bag upgrade. It allows you to hold up to 99 bombs. Super, super awesome. Something you're definitely going to want to get. Oop. Alright. Pressing B always throws me off in that screen. You always think B is going to close the menu, but it actually assigns items. Also, I'm going to point out there are levers around here if you stand around too long. These guys right here, I don't believe we actually encountered any of these guys on our original trip through the Wind Ruins, which is pretty interesting. Pretty surprised we managed to go the whole way without noticing them. But anyway, now that we have done that, believe it or not, that is the last thing that is really available to us before we have to progress the story a little bit more. Really not a whole lot, which is kind of random, but oh well, I guess it's just sort of a side effect of the lantern not really being too terribly useful. But anyway, ow, jerk. Now that we have done that, I think we're going to end things off here. Next time on The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap, now that we have infused our blade with the water element and can split ourselves into 3 copies, and we have grabbed what little but substantial things there are to grab upon completion of the Temple of Droplets, next time we are going to be heading through this ladder and making our way to that area that was marked on our map, right here in this area. And then, hopefully, we'll get some headway on where to find the 4th element of the game. I will see you guys next time.